Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the time my son was so scared. I gave him the U.S. flag. So use that as your shield. It won't work, but it'll leave a message. And
Holy shit.
fortunately, he grew out of it, and that paranoia went away. And he burnt that very flag. Like,
Mm.
it's just a flag, bro. Anyway,
Kalei,
I digress. Let me update. What else?
Kalei,
Yes, ma'am.
to your point, I was challenged by Rod one night at a teed up.
Uh-huh.
I'm a fighter, that I should stay and fight. But I said, I don't want to die fighting. It's not worth that much to me.
Okay.
But when you said that, I'll tell you what I'm really burdened to do
Mhm.
is not fight, but to educate.
That's a fight.
So that is how I intend to push back. And I
Yes.
want to be a part of educational groups and ones that can inform and converse and
Yes.
yeah, that kind
Yeah.
of
My fight is
tension.
using my strength and my access. So students, and to get them to, like you said, think about what is democracy and think about, and not choose a candidate, just think about it.
Mhm. It's okay to think about it. Right?
Yeah. And somebody teased me once. That's when I started writing very intentionally. How can I use my, like, poke, using their own argument to poke the weakness of their argument? The one I told you about, a school voucher, that I don't want Hindus and Muslims teaching my children, my tax money going towards that. I don't believe in it at all. I just don't think the voucher program is good. But I said it in those words, and couched it with abortion. My tax money, no abortion. Same argument, my tax money, no Muslim education.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. So that's how I fight.
Nice.
So it's not this fight. I don't own a gun. And if somebody wants to fist fight with me, I can only bite.
Oh my.
I'm 5'4".
That's a good idea.
I'll bite your ears off.
Bite, don't fight.
Fight or flight. Is that what she
That's
said?
right. That's right. By the way.
Fight.
So, side update. So Gary Parker has opened his studio, his podcast studio. It's wide open for our use. In fact, I said we can pay him, and he said, I'll take anything, but you don't have to. We did a sort of a podcast once already about Hampton, and why humanists and not atheists kind of podcast. It's a nice little studio.
Is it audio only or video too?
Video too. The whole thing is set up. It's a studio.
Beautiful.
So let's us think about utilizing it, because he also openly told me, so I'll tell you, is disconnected with Sunday Assembly, and I cut him out, and I said that's your path. But that also means we can work with them closer and connect with them, be part of his community. He has a lot to share, he has a lot to give. He's an amazing human being. So that's one piece there for us, all of us. What was the other piece?
He's not the same Gary that came to our last meeting, right?
It is the same, Gary.
It is the same Gary.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
What's his name? So I'm thinking about Seth.
Yeah.
So Greg,
Andrew.
yeah, Seth, Andrew, and let's continue to think about it. I've got a speaker for October, September, October, November. None for September. I do have my friend who's a neighbor of mine, who's a Christian minister, who is not happy with Christian nationalism. If everybody gives me a thumbs up, I'll intentionally give him the date and ask him to.
Yeah, the fact that he's a minister means he's going to be good in front of a crowd, and he is an ally.
That's
Stephen
right.
mentioned what we saw last
It's like
night.
when I told him I'm a humanist, he said, I am too. And I laughed and he said, I'm a Christian humanist. Because he's the one who holds a space in his church for agnostics and skeptics.
Yeah.
All right.
George and I tuned in last night on a
You-
webinar hosted by Americans United for the Separation of Church and State,
Mm.
and it was on white nationalism. And the best speaker there was a pastor.
There's a lot of videos.
He suggested that if you're a pastor, you should preach about the dangers of
Mm.
Project 2025.
Yes, if you have a platform to speak to a group, even if you're a 501c3, it's okay to talk about policies.
Mhm.
Right.
He said, if you don't feel comfortable preaching about it, then have study groups and bring it up in conversations. Yeah, so some of that we can do.
Right. What would that date be? Somebody has a calendar to them?
Which date are you looking for? September?
Yes. Because we want October, we want talk on abortion.
Okay. September would probably be the 28th. That's the fourth Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Well, aren't we doing this every week now?
So this is for the speaker run. Every week,
Isn't that what you said, Kalei? I'm sorry.
I'll explain that in a minute. September 28th at 3 p.m. So I can forget about this. Just want to speak on.
Yeah,
15
town,
minutes.
Stephen.
Oh, that's right. We will be out of town that weekend. That's Freedom from Religion Foundation's conference in Denver,
Ah,
but that's okay.
okay. I can bring my guitar.
All right. I can give you some lessons beforehand.
Okay. You're laughing. Are you for real?
Well, I could, you know.
Okay. Because I want to hang out with you a little bit.
Okay.
I think we've got a lesson going on Sunday.
Yeah, if there's somebody coming over Sunday to Smoop that's interested in learning, she's going to be new, but she's got a really good ear for music.
Ah.
So I'm going to look at her guitar, make sure it's a workable
What time is she
learner's
coming?
guitar.
What time is she coming?
It'll probably be around 5 o'clock this Sunday afternoon for the small group thing.
Okay. Then I probably won't be there, but that's okay. What else is going on?
Hey, Jared, I finally realized what I had done. In order to get in seamlessly on the meetups, put yourself a shortcut in your browser. You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Do that because it's so much easier than trying to find an old email with the link on it. It's just
Oh,
kinda down that road. Oh, there it is. So now I know how to get on it right away with one click.
I'll tell you about a humanist project I'm with Darren. You all remember Darren?
Yeah.
So him and I had been talking extensively about intentional kindness. And oh,
Thank you.
one to you, closer to me, intentional kindness, about writing kindness stories. So if you have a story that you are intentionally kind to someone, it's like Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Mhm.
I'll keep bringing it up. If you have one, if you don't want to write it, you just want to tell me. I can like just tell me and I'll record it or something and I can write it up and give it back to you and you can approve or disapprove. And then we'll save it in a collection. And I've been having amazing support from him because I'm going through some weird flux about work and with TSU and my adjunct wall. And he's got me crying. That's how sweet he has been to me. And I feel so deeply connected because it's, you know, I'm the one getting everybody else to cry. Here he is getting me to like really feel it, like own it, be there. So it's been really, really sweet. So I have a every Tuesday chat with him. Eventually he may join us here if he can. He still has a full-time job like Jared does. But he's only 54. So he belongs to another generation. So be thinking about him. And I've invited him to come join us if he's able to. But think about kindness, intentional kindness that you have taken on. Like what Steve and Georgia had done to Patrick. That just, can I curse for a minute? That just fucking moves me. Humbles me. The feeling I have, what you have done for Patrick, just humbles me. I'm sitting here thinking I'm pretty kind, I'm pretty intentional about it. And then to know what both of you have done, it blows my mind. If he's open, I think as a show, Gary's going to go to court.
Yes, we're going as well.
Do
We're
y'all,
not-
anybody else know him? No?
We're going to host
No.
our Airbnb up there for the week, most likely.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I like to be part of it.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. Keep me posted on it, and then it'll
We'll
be
get you the
good.
details.
Yeah.
Can you send that to the group? You know, that devotional group that's all of us are on that text?
Uh-huh.
Good.
Y'all know
Yes,
Patrick? I don't think you know who's Patrick. Do you know?
I do.
No, I don't know who Patrick
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Oh, Jared doesn't know you.
Okay. I think it'll be an amazing show for us just to be there, even if I can't come every day.
yeah.
I can.
Jared.
Yeah, I think the biggest days are going to be toward the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday.
Friday, the 17th and 18th of October.
Okay.
Patrick is a friend of ours who has been accused of sexual assault of minors, right? Of children,
Yeah, his kids.
of his kids. And we're showing up in support of him because, you know, the system, it has to play out. Everybody wants to immediately say he's guilty. Well, we don't know. And
Mhm.
once it plays out, you know, we'll see what the verdict is. But either way, we're there to support him.
Yeah, it's a real,
You know his
it's
you know
a
his
real,
character.
miserable thing to be accused of. If you were going to accuse someone of something, you wanted to destroy them, you would be better off using that than saying they murdered somebody, you know. But
I just
Yes.
cried, Stephen. That was too much for me
mhm.
that a woman would do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's his wife. She's got a history of similar behavior with other people. And she hates the idea that he's not Christian anymore, that he's an
Oh.
atheist. So,
And a vocal atheist, so
Oh,
he's not
yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
closet.
I don't know exactly everything about what has transpired there, but the reaction from the Sunday Assembly group was essentially shunning, excommunication type response, just because she brought an accusation. And it seemed so wrong to do that.
Agreed.
And Stephen and Georgia put down the bail money.
You're kidding.
Oh wow.
You guys are living a Christian life.
I've got a song for that.
Perfect. Yes.
I've got a song called The Perfectly Christian Atheist, and it's
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've titled ourselves the Atheist Angels.
You are.
Well, we went to get Dave's wheelchair from Charlotte. We're like,
That's right.
we had done something else also that kind of made us look like Christians. So we thought, why don't we just call ourselves the
But it
atheists?
just humbles me.
I don't know. I
Humbles
don't think Christians behave that way.
No,
me.
not
They
typically.
want something back in
They think they
return.
do.
Rod, I'll send you a link to the most perfectly Christian atheist YouTube.
Yeah. So we got August lined up. We're all excited, Jared, and we are in with you. You're not doing this by yourself.
So wait a minute.
Oh yeah,
When are we gonna start doing? I thought we were only gonna do 3 a month, but you're saying we're gonna do every week.
So you're confusing the weekly meetings, Friday afternoons, to our global education meets. So we have every Friday afternoon we'll meet, except the second one, because we'll be meeting anyways at Godless Grub. So
Well, that's kind of what we do now then.
yeah.
How's that? I thought you decided that, I was pushing to have 2 monthly meetings.
Yes.
And I thought you said, no, now we're gonna have every week or 3 times a week.
So you're confusing two things.
No, I'm not, because I remember specifically asking you that
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Maybe you were answering a different question. but then-
Probably. Then that's probably what it is. I'll explain it to you afterwards. All right. Anything
Let's get it
else
in
you
writing.
got? I'm with him, so I'll tell him what it is afterwards.
So we're gonna, wait a minute. In one of these meetings, I asked, can we have more than 1 meeting a week? I'm just talking about the meetup, the Saturday meetup, and now you're saying no, right?
We have asked Leah to see if we can meet more than once a month at Global Education Center.
Okay, so we're in limbo.
We are in a limbo. We don't know yet if that is even possible.
Okay,
But everybody's on board on doing it.
okay.
But every
Absolutely.
Friday afternoon at noon, we'll
Yeah.
gather one way or the other.
Do I need to do anything further solidly yet towards Seth Andrews?
So what I asked Elliot is a friend of you and Seth and
Mm-hmm.
the 80s podcast that they do.
Yeah.
So I just asked Elliot, tap into Seth's calendar.
Okay.
See one is available this year, next year, to tap into it. That's all I said to Elliot.
Yeah. Well, it's available online. I mean, you go to his website, you'll see his calendar
Oh,
coming events.
okay.
Yeah, he posts that stuff.
Okay. So I'll look into that. So if we have a date, we might potentially do it.
Well, we probably, I don't know which is going to come first, cart and horse here. We probably need to have a surefire meeting place available on a proposed date.
That's right.
We would hate to book him and then have only the Global Education Center as our venue because it's going
Yeah.
to be too big a draw, you know.
Right.
So-
So,
So I'd hate to
let's
say,
get the
hey, how
date
about
of
this date?
Yeah.
And he said yes, and then, well, it didn't work. So, you know.
So what's the best way to approach it? Find out his date, look for a place.
You mentioned a theater over there on Charlotte near where we are. You mentioned a price that seemed like a quite doable amount for the rental of the place. Do you know what the availability of a place like that is?
It's probably the website or a phone call.
What's the name of that place?
Horse Theater,
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse
I
Theater.
think it's a dark horse theater. right?
Yeah. You
Well,
look at the map.
I mean, I'm willing, if Elliot wants to be part of the planning here, that's fine with me, but I don't mind contacting the theater. Do you think they gave you any special rates that I wouldn't get if I called them?
Probably not. If it's available, then I'll pull all my strings to go through Global Education Center and all of that.
Okay, well, I'll take a look and see if they have a calendar and any
Okay.
details about what the rental entails.
Okay.
And if it looks good, maybe I'll run a few possibilities by you guys and we can conclude that one date is the best, or maybe a
We'll do
preferred one
so.
and a backup. Then I can check Seth's calendar, and I know what he requires. At least last time it's $500 speaking fee and transportation here. And he would require accommodations, but we could put him up at our house and he'd be fine with that.
It'd be a big draw, but yeah, those are the things I'm thinking about. And I think our Facebook has come alive.
Mhm. Here's an idea too, Calais. I don't know if you want to mention it, but you are on the board now at Sunday Assembly. So, they have a space that's rented for $750 once a month, every month.
That's
If the humanist group wanted to
get him on a
maybe just pay
Saturday.
the transportation and do a joint special event, then we could probably save money as the humanist organization. They would have a speaker they would never be able to afford. I say they, I'm part of that group, but the two groups could probably
Yes,
mutually.
I'll bring it up. Bring it up. Josh Brown is leaving town.
You mean he's moving?
Yeah, with his family.
Really?
Yeah.
Back to Tulsa?
I don't know. He didn't mention that. He just says that the heavy heart. He's out. He's moving back. Moving out of state is all he said.
Going to be a heavy blow.
Yeah.
Because once I quit doing what I was doing, he absorbed most of the weight.
He did.
And I don't know that anyone else will do that.
Yeah. We will see. We will see. But that's side conversation.
This
Okay.
thing we're doing with Seth, getting back to that,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
you think that's gonna be a lot of people, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because we'll be missing the boat if we don't use that to heavily promote ourselves
Yes.
during that meeting. So, I just want to put up a little thought in your head, anything you can do to promote something.
Yeah.
All promote something during that meeting.
Yeah, well, I probably won't be the one who presents this to Sunday Assembly because I'm not on the board anymore.
I think, Rod, you're talking about let's promote it once we have the date and space.
No, I'm saying once we have the space, that we cross promote things we're doing during that meeting, and I don't want to see it done as one lump thing because everybody tunes you out when you start saying, "Well, here's our calendar." Yeah. I'm thinking we drop little bombs every now and then, and we can get people to actually listen. We're going to have a lot of people. We need to use it to promote what we do, and impress upon him. Please promote us.
Yes.
Please.
I think he'd do that.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the approach that you're going to use the facility that's always being rented there, then both groups should get clout out of it. Yeah.
So Darren had this wild, crazy idea in my many conversations with him. That
I like it.
any one of us should go attend the Murfreesboro Freethinkers.
Okay.
And then invite them to our gathering.
Does he go there?
he hasn't been there yet, and he said, him and I have been talking about one of these coffee on a Saturday or Sunday to go and make friends with them, invite them, and then let them invite us, but primarily go there, incorporate them, and become their fan, supporter, and incorporate each other. I know Sunday Assembly has issues around that, but not the other meetup groups.
Cross promote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken to some of their people before. They, and they were part of that group the time that we did the 4 different versions of interconnected groups, and you were there representing the humanists. Well, they had a representative at that. They're fairly small, if I am.
So Darren said, if they're that small, we should just absorb them.
Well, but they're in Murfreesboro, and there is something to be said about how easy it is to get to your group meeting. I mean, when you think of us going down there, that's not a small ask if you're going to do it on a regular basis. It's a pretty good little trip,
So the absorb idea behind it is, to, like when Rod was saying cross promote, we have strength now. We have 450 people.
Why aren't they showing up?
Well, by virtue, statistically, 20% will engage. So 250 will be, that's 50 that is sort of engaged. And of that, half of it will be doing stuff, and that's us. So that's why we have about 20 people show up.
Well, I don't think it'd be hard for me at all to go to their meeting because I'm almost equidistant between Charlotte and
That's true.
Murfreesboro.
That's true.
Yeah, you're in a pretty good spot for that.
Yep. So when I go, I'll let you know. Or maybe I'll tell everybody, hey, I'm going if you guys want to come.
Okay.
Wall pile in your car.
Yes, I have a nice big fat
Their schedule is on Meetup, isn't it?
Yes. Murfreesboro.
Okay.
What's the lead's name, Steve? What's his
I
name?
have forgotten his name.
Is it David? No.
Not sure.
Well, I don't know, but
Not sure.
that's a part of Conversation Coalition,
No.
or they somehow just
No, they're not. They're a separate group.
okay.
Uh-huh.
So even the Conversation Coalition is losing steam.
Yeah.
Is it?
Pardon me?
Really?
Because the people who want to come, the Christians who want to come there are looking to convert you. Soon enough, they'll figure out it's not going to work.
Yeah.
We're not here to be converted. We're here for a conversation. But if you're a true Christian, that won't fly. If I'm here to convert you, you're not going to get converted. I've dropped girlfriends like that. Look, man, look, girl, I'll never convert.
Mhm.
Is Gary looking to continue on in a more good faith effort in that regard
He's still looking
with his
for Christians.
podcast, and he's looking for Christians that'll actually have a
He's got enough
conversation?
atheists and humanists in his support team.
Is the problem getting the audience or is the problem just getting the participants?
I think that
Sounds like participants.
Participants is a problem. The Christians that they've had have dropped out for the most part. And I can see that because
see that too.
I think they have almost nothing to gain. Whereas Christians who attend and hear an atheist point of view probably have exposure to something they've not had before.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous territory for them.
Yeah.
Right. They come earnestly and then very quickly leave.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk to Gary.
Yes, call him. He thinks fondly of
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I do with him. Yeah, I'll get in touch with him. I'd like to get involved with what he's doing.
Yeah, he's in Donaldson.
He's in Mount Juliet.
Mount Juliet. No, Donaldson.
Well, that may be where
I
his
got his number,
studio
Al.
is. He lives in Mount Juliet.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know where the studio is.
So,
It's downtown.
I got his number.
Near East
I'll
Side.
text him.
so what is his
Okay.
podcast for?
It's in the industrial area.
He does his own.
But I mean, what is the topic of his podcast?
What is it called? Do you know? I've seen.
Sand and Time. Time and Sand.
What?
It's either Sand and Time or Time and Sand. It's exploring like his journey in deconstructing, religious trauma, but also having conversations that are challenging and sort of consoling. So people that are along for a similar journey or people that have opposing views. I've checked out a couple episodes. It's good. It's good stuff.
Anyway, you can send me a link, Jerry.
I'm looking. Yeah, if you found it, send it.
Sure.
I heard the one with him and his sister. It was just so
Yep.
sweet.
In fact, just send it to the group, Jared, okay? That link.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. This bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not that
Okay.
old.
No, but I think the cross promotion is awesome, and it's kind of like George just said. It's going to take all types. Seeing the Christian minister that wants to speak up against Christian nationalism as an ally is really where it's at. The spirit of humanism. If anything's going to get moving, it's going to be all hands on deck, like reason, common sense, and just rationality. And that can come from all directions. Whatever it's going to take, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the whole cross promotion idea.
An atheist Republican.
I
An
bet they
atheist
are there.
Republican.
I bet they are there.
And
If they
Yeah.
have black, gay Republicans,
I wish we could get someone from the Lincoln Project.
do you know someone?
well, folks are out there. There are so many people like just talking with folks. I talk with a lot of people every day, and people are frustrated. People are burnt out. This or that sort of thinking, black and white stuff. Anything that challenges a paradigm and is loud and not condemning in nature is going to gain traction with folks because people want to think, people want to talk. That's what's so great about what I thought was so wonderful about Conversation Coalition.
Mhm.
It's a shame that that's losing steam, but that doesn't have to be the end of it.
That's
So,
There's something to be said though for stridently talking our point of view because the I do those little inspiration things. The one that got 1,100 views. Everything gets 50 views, 20 views, 30 views. This got 1,100 views. Christopher Hitchens.
Mhm.
He was stridently condemning the Catholics in that one.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily do us any good to constantly be the mamby-pamby sweet people. I shouldn't say talk like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we hear
yeah.
you. We hear you, Rod.
Mhm. I guess the question
no.
is, do you want to just hit them or do you want to bring them in to think about your point of view? The stuff that gets the most hits on any social media right now seems to be the stuff that is most polarizing and in the
Well,
in the
it's
long
kinda like
run, that
the,
doesn't get you anywhere. It just keeps you polarized.
It reminds me. It reminds me of the porcupine and the fox. How the porcupine is the one that's going to get the most views because it's so prickly, and it's designed to incite, bias and like take you further away from nuance. Those are the folks that get invited to the podcast. Those are the folks that get invited to the debates. It's the sly, subtle fox that typically is more nuanced and wins in the long run, but does not get a lot of hits.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, more conversational and more nuanced. So,
And if
I gotta
Ben
go-
I think there's room.
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, the Ben Shapiro's of the world.
But there's a difference with that. What I'm saying is there's a fine line. I don't like to cross over the rude line, but for instance, the first time I went to Sunday Assembly, it was at Scarrett. You remember that? Remember Scarrett, guys? You do.
Mhm.
And what I loved about it was they took on Christians, and they talked about the dumb stuff, and there was some red meat. I was searching out that red meat, and that made me come back into a good way. But listen, guys,
Yeah, that's the
it's like
thing.
when Clinton
So
said
after,
the red meat, it's very important that Democrats understand that the reason Harris has become so popular is because she's going after them. She's not just speaking in kind. Let's all kumbaya.
oh, oh, no. Yeah, okay, so we're coming at it from different angles. I'm more of a, like the religious, deconstruction angle. You're talking about the politics. No, absolutely not. No, they need a sort of a bulldog, definitely, whatever that means for politics,
It's
because
Rod.
the
It's our
mamby-pamby stuff
bulldog.
doesn't fly. But
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think a lot of folks with the deconstruction angle, as far as that's concerned, after the anger and that has taken them for a ride, it's nice to chill out and start exploring the nuances of what exactly that experience was and where to go from there. Kind of like the humanist thing is what we are, not what we're not. Um, you know, that's a big deal. If a group is forming itself and building itself up around what it is not and what it stands against, it's destined to fail.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, a tree with a toothpick for a trunk. So I think definitely having like the red meat, like you're talking about, is important. But after the meat's gone, it's like what's going to be the sustaining, lifeblood of the group, and that's going to be
I point to
positivity.
you can't do one or the other. You cannot.
Yeah, got to do both.
Okay, you got to do both.
Absolutely.
If you go back to, I don't know if you can watch it or not, but the one where I was the lead guy, and that was full of humor. It was full of fun. It had red meat, and it had some kind, sweet moments in it. And it talked a lot about altruism. So even though, yes, I'm the red meat guy, I know that it has to be balanced.
Yeah. Some salt and pepper,
That's good.
salt and pepper, and whiskey afterwards. Y'all have a good weekend. If I go this weekend, I'll let you all know. To Murfreesboro, I think they have a coffee something. All right. I absolutely value you guys. You are my tribe.
I
Absolutely.